Welcome to Our Morning Take, the podcast where our goal here is to describe for you the mood that is going on in our head when we read the Bible.
Hey, it's Thursday. It is the last day of February 2024.
Man.
Black History Month will be officially over at sundown, right?
Yes, it will. It will.
And we hardly mentioned anything about Black History Month. We did do almost a whole month on it last year.
Yes.
So if you want to go back to season one, we did a lot of tribute to the great people, especially I think it was Mr. Douglas.
Yeah, Frederick Douglass. There are a lot of unsung heroes.
But we were talking about him because he really was a great patriot.
Yes.
Like he loved his country, but his country was treating him so badly and he couldn't understand it.
Yes. We look at, in this society, we look at athletes as role models. But
Really?
Yes, we do.
That's like the worst. Though.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but you're right.
But there are so many unsung heroes throughout history, African Americans, for whatever reason that they didn't get the notoriety or recognition. And
Thurman Thomas?
we need to...
That was a great commercial, was it not?
We need to acknowledge that, and just right the wrongs and just love people and respect everyone, regardless of what they look like or whatever they bring or don't bring to the table, because, we serve a God that loves and, he loves everyone.
Amen.
And if we call ourselves Christians, we can't hate people because they're different.
Yeah.
And there's that.
So I'd be a mess if I don't follow that up. That was like one of my favorite commercials was because it's so politically correct. We don't want to believe there's a loser. So Dan Marino, he never wins the Super Bowl. He doesn't have a ring. They give him a ring. M&M's makes him a ring. Okay. Thurman Thomas.
Yeah.
One of the commercials, he goes, I was there 4 times. What didn't he say? I went 4 times, never got a ring. That's horrible, man.
Yeah.
Well, how much Jim Kelly? I guess Jim Kelly wasn't going to be a part of that thing, right?
Yeah, but he's got health concerns.
He went 5, though.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly went to 5 Super Bowls, never won a ring.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I think Josh Allen's going to be in the same boat because they just can't get over the hump. But anyway, enough of that.
Okay. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
Done with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We still, like we told you, we are taping the day after the Super Bowl, so it's still fresh in our minds. But
Yeah, because I'm sure Roger Goodell got that check from Taylor Swift, so all is well.
And tomorrow is a big day. Maybe I'll just save that for tomorrow. Remind me that I have a big announcement for tomorrow.
Will do.
All right, so we're in the 9th plague, Exodus chapter 10. We're going to start reading in verse 21.
And we're going to be reading down to where?
The end of the chapter. And this is probably one of the scariest plagues of them all. And trust me, these have been some pretty scary plagues. The hail, the fire, the frogs, the blood, the beasts.
The boils.
The boils.
Oh, my
goodness.
goodness.
That had to be horrible. The
Who had to
locusts.
clean that up? I'm wondering, like, in the movie in my head, did they just go away?
The boils?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like once it stops,
and they all healed up.
Yes.
And that's why they go, going to go right back to what we were.
And probably the people that were inflicted with the boils probably left when they left, because I'm serving this God, because if you could have saw me yesterday.
And I don't know about you, Abe.
I was twisted.
But I don't know about you, but the movie in my head, most of these Egyptians, they don't have cable news. They don't know what's going on. One day these flies are all in their house. Next day these gnats are all in their house.
Yeah.
Blood's all in their house. Their cows die in the field like the next day. Hail comes and they're like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And then they have these boils all over their body. And then the next day they're gone.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It's like they don't know what to expect.
That's all I'm saying. Don't you think that like the majority of the Egyptians have no idea like what's going on down there at Pharaoh's house?
Oh yeah.
Because otherwise they would be marching down there with signs and everything. Let the children go, you ding dong.
Exactly. Are we ready to roll?
Yes, we're ready to roll. Go for it.
The Lord said unto Moses,
Stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt.
Wow.
And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings.
Wow.
And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said,
Go ye, serve the Lord, only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you.
Man,
and
don't give
Moses
up.
said,
Thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God.
Good point.
Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not an hoof be left behind.
Not a hoof.
For thereof must we take to serve the Lord our God. And we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither.
But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto him,
Get thee from me! Take heed to thyself, see my face no more, for in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die.
And Moses said,
Thou hast spoken well.
Wow.
I will see thy face again no more.
Wow. So what a
How
story.
profound was
Exodus
And
chapter
honestly,
11.
the Cecil B. DeMille version of this is very, very good. Man, Yul Brynner is like, you ever show up again, you're a dead man.
Yeah.
And Moses is like, Charlton Heston, man, that's a great line he delivers. You're absolutely right. You'll never see me again.
Yeah.
I will never see you again.
that. You won't have to worry about me.
Yeah, but I will be marching my little butt out of here. So, yeah, but
Truer words have never been spoken.
but what a plague.
Oh,
It says
man.
darkness that you can feel.
Oh, that's scary.
It really is. There's only been a couple of times in my life. I'm thinking maybe only once. We had a basement and there were absolutely no windows in the basement. And so if you went down there and all the lights were out, like you went into the inner part of the basement, you literally could not see anything. And it was, you start getting things in your mind because you don't know like what's there. Now, I'll admit I was probably 12 or 13. So, when you're younger, but I'll bet those people felt the same way. Like, is something there? Is there something in the next room? Like, I think I hear a noise. Is that a locust? What is that? Something's flapping a wing over there, and it's so dark you can't see.
I remember the blackout in '78 or something like that. I was a kid
In New York?
In New York, there was several blackouts, but it was scary.
Yeah, that's
because
pretty dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
There's no street lights or anything. Yeah.
And it's just so I can just only imagine what these guys are going through down there.
Darkness that you can feel.
Yeah.
So that's and so like I say, I really believe of all the plagues, this is definitely the one. But once again, Pharaoh doesn't seem like he's really on
he's
track.
just like, I'm not giving
you
you
can
the
go,
kids.
but leave the herds.
Yeah,
leave
the
flocks.
kids,
You can
you know.
no. He says he can take the kids there. He finally agreed to let him take the kids. But when Moses talks to him like this, once again, Pharaoh is just like every other human being on the planet that's in charge. When we have power. Don't speak to me like that.
Yeah.
You're going to talk to me like that? You get out of here, because the next time you ever show up, I'm going to kill you, and then we'll see where all these plagues are coming. You really almost get the idea that Pharaoh thinks the plagues are coming from Moses.
Yeah.
And like, if I can kill Moses, I can stop all these plagues.
Yeah, but he's probably thinking like he's conjuring this stuff up just to get under my skin.
Yeah. Yeah, he still doesn't know that God is actually in charge of doing all of this.
Yes.
And then, so this is Thursday, right? Last day of February, February the 29th. It's a leap year. Tomorrow's March 1st. Let's start reading in verse 11. This is the last plague. And just read down to verse 10, 1 through 10. And then that just kind of gives us a basis of this last one. And then
Exodus chapter 11. And the Lord said unto Moses,
Yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards he will let you go hence. When he shall let you go, he shall surely thrust you out hence altogether. Speak now in the ears of the people, and let every man borrow of his neighbor, and every woman of her neighbor, jewels of silver and jewels of gold.
And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servants, and in the sight of the people. And Moses said,
Thus saith the Lord, About midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt, and all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maidservant that is behind the mill, and all the firstborn of beasts.
Yeah. So I was going to stop at 6. Okay. Can you just read it on? Look at me next time.
Okay, sorry about that.
6.
I'll read 6.
All right, go ahead.
And there shall be a great cry throughout the land of Egypt, such as there's none like it, nor shall there be it anymore.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what he's talking about the firstborn being dead. But there's a lot more to this story, and we're gonna really delve into this next week.
Man, this is the big one, as Red Fox would say.
But we got one more day this week.
One more day.
So we'll get into it tomorrow. See you then.